Okay, everyone, it is day 296 of Operation Thunderhead, and I've just finished week 42 of um, my, yeah, just week 42. Yeah, you can tell I'm tired. Anyway, so making this video, I'm going to try doing these updates every single week, just till the end. I've been kind of sliding back on the YouTube thing because as I was just readjusting my priorities as I was doing it. And that's the thing, you keep trying to be active in things until you kind of get into the groove. And as I'm transitioning, I'm just seeing like where I need to put my eggs and, my focus. But I do intend to obviously grow this just in a later time. Anyway, so this is Operation Thunderhead, day 296. Just ended week 42, going into week 43, and I'm doing some planning. So I actually had a successful week, right? I had set up. I my one goal was just to set up and take a sales call. That was it on my 30-day to 18K challenge, 30 days to 18K challenge for my business. And so I've got, the first sale done, which was good, right? And now I'm had positive relational experiences, which was, a pretty general goal. But yeah, had a tight focus and was really good. And so now, moving forward, the goals I have for this week, get two more sales with my business, get two more clients, just warming up, and then just to grow my Instagram and Facebook, and then take a break on Wednesday and have a steak, and then finish two modules of the course that I'm taking for the relationship course from David Tien. So that is my goals for this week, and I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling good. I realized this week when I prioritized my self-care, especially in the morning, waking up, meditating, and it was weird. I had more energy getting up early and was able to get through the whole day most days, versus when I kind of slept in and went to school right beforehand. That's when I was like really tired and super lethargic. I think doing a lot of that work was really important, just the internal work. I was fortunate enough that I went through this exercise, and it's something I'm going to be implementing in my program, where essentially, I reorganized my needs hierarchy and all the things that I needed. And I'm kind of just building again my rituals, getting back into my rituals to build my certainty. And the big discovery was that I'd been prioritizing love for so long, and I right underneath that was growth. So it kind of became I would want love so bad, and because I would love, there was this idea of building growth, right? And so it's like I'm going to grow, and then if I grow and become more, eventually I'll obtain love. And this was obviously a little break in my psychology, and it wasn't working. Because love is not based upon what you do for it; it's just given. It's a gift, right? And so I realized I was kind of undercutting and undermining myself, because again and again it would pop up in my relationships, and like just what I'd want in my life was that sense of certainty. And I realized that I could feed that need for certainty, not looking to it from others, but by building and really committing to the rituals and things in my life and really making those first priority, right? Always prioritizing my growth, but then right underneath my growth, really prioritizing that certainty in my life, right? Never sacrificing it for growth, because growth, I think, is probably the most important thing for me. Not, it definitely is, right? It's one of my focus. Um, so I basically, went through kind of a meditative exercises and still doing more stuff, where essentially I've decided kind of consciously and kind of getting in my unconscious or whatever that, as long as I prioritize growth and certainty, then that need will be filled, right? Because that's kind of what my subconscious needs, and that, so that certainty and that feeling like I'm going to be okay no matter what. And I realized because of all this uncertainty that I was doing from growing and trying all these things, my life wasn't making sense. But, after getting the sale, really figuring out the system in my work, my job, I'm realizing, okay, I can do this and I kind of know what to do. I suck at it and I'm not very good at it, but I can produce a result because I've done it before and I know how to do it, and I can just keep moving forward. And so that's been my focus, and just kind of handle everything that goes with that. This week there are some people who kind of, you know, got in my way a little bit, and they were a little troublesome, which was very frustrating. Um, Some people who you think you can trust and then they go and they do something kind of messed up or underhanded. And so that was really frustrating and annoying. But you know what? I decided that to have haters or people trying to stop you or do things that are, a little frustrating is also it's a good thing. It's a good part of the plan because then that enables people to I think that what that does is that ultimately enables me to move forward and let me know that obviously I'm creating enough energy, I'm doing the right things, that, people who aren't necessarily in the right space and they're listening to the wrong voices are trying to get in my way. So, wherever the enemies are, that's oftentimes where the boss or, the goal is. So, kind of got to head into the beast, as it were. So I'm doing that and I feel good about that. Obviously, I'm not going out of my way to make enemies, but and I was just very direct with this person and didn't want to make an enemy. It was just like, listen, like we're not going to be working together. We're not friends. Let's not move on to the pretense of friendship because I know what you did. And I felt good within myself because I knew that now that small, soft, gushy part of myself knows that there's a part of me that will jump up to protect me, right? That I can still be vulnerable. I can be true. I can reach out. But, when push comes to shove, I'm not going to take crap from people. And that part of me knows that, okay, he's going to jump in and protect me and still be reasonable, but I'm going to prioritize myself and that I'm going to make myself a priority, especially when people aren't treating me well. So moving forward with that, I think it's hopefully that will allow me, I think, to be more generous and more, I guess, calm with my time, more generous, more open. It's been a lot. Anyway, so for this week, still prioritizing self-care. I was kind of getting really into the business aspects and was planning on my time and doing that, but when actually really listening to it, I realized I definitely need to make writing more of a priority. I've been doing a lot of this personal self-care, and I'm gonna get back into writing. And my goal is actually by the end of this next week, I'm gonna going into NaNoWriMo, and I'm going to be working on the wind of the waves. So this week it's planning the outlining for that, really getting into the characters, talking about everything that I want to do with it, and just making sure that that's in the right shape and that it's moving forward. And then after that, after the goal hopefully is that after I hit the goal, make the 18K or whatever, then when I start with my my clients, they'll see like, okay, we just saw this guy pound out a book, right? And because I'm gonna be doing it with lives, it's the goal. There's this other Instagram girl. She kind of inspired me, so I was like, all right, well, let me just start doing it with lives so that people can watch me live write this book out, you know and I just thought that would be really cool and sort of keep a record of like, okay, this guy's doing it, right? So I'm not just talking, but people can actually see me live do it in action, NaNoWriMo. And I just thought that would be really cool. So I'm going to be doing that right after school every day. And, then after that school, go looking for clients, finding people. And then, yeah, just try and get into a little bit of a pattern doing that. And then, when I get stateside, the timing will be a little off, but sort of the same things, going to bed, whatever, and working it out, getting back into that routine. And then I want to come back to Spain, but I actually made a decision that uh, until I can get a sales setter, so there's a specific revenue goal I have in mind, right? So by the end of the year, um, my goal is to hit 60K revenue for my business and to really master the systems and stuff like that. And while I'm mastering the systems, obviously I'm still gonna like study Spanish or whatever and really just put together everything that I've learned and kind of put it together. Um, for the next like 6 weeks or whatever before the beginning of the year, my goal is to really, really push towards that 60K and focus exclusively on that, really understanding the mastering systems. And then once that 60K is reached or whatever, then it's, New Year's goals, obviously making sure cleaning the beach and, you know, the goal was see if the crazy goal, see if like one can become a millionaire in, basically 14 months of a decision of making it. So if it's the end of 2022, see like, oh yeah, I wonder if I can be a millionaire. That'd be cool. So that's like obviously like $1 million worth of assets, right? So that's cash assets as well as, stocks and other things as well. So I have no idea how I would do that. Um, But that's the goal, honestly. Like that's the goal, and I'm actually gonna do a vision exercise right after this. End of 2022. have $1 million, $1 million+ worth of assets, and $1 million worth of income that came through me. Obviously, I'll have to pay taxes and everything like that, but that's the goal. Partly because I want to beat this other friend of mine. We made a bet, and I want to beat them at it and have them buy me dinner because they're super cheap. And I just think it would be really cool to make them force them to pay me, even though I could afford it. So, and that just the irony of that, right? Because I think being generous is really important. I'm spreading that out. So yeah, so that's sort of like the update with Operation Thunderhead and what we're doing here right now. And so I'm gonna sit down and do this sort of millionaire vision. Then I've got to go. Um, gonna go on a little trek with some friends, then come back, have a bunch of calls with some accountability partners for this week, talk to everybody about the do, and then set that intention, talk about it, build that energy, then move forward, recover Saturday, set the next vision on that next Sunday, boom for the 5 days, and then just set that pattern and get that pattern going in my life. And that's what I'm doing. And I've done it. We've done it in different ways or whatever. I'm realizing there was so many different components that I kind of had to master at each of these different levels throughout my journey. Whether it was that personal accountability part, getting the outside help, how do I put like personal learning, how do I put self-care in, how do I build my relationships out, like how does my financial goals sit into all this, how do I spend, like what am I doing with my time, and just being really honest about where I'm at with my energy and things. And so, honestly, it's been really good. I've been really, really satisfied. I've been extremely satisfied and happy with how things have been turning out. It was a major turnaround this week. This week was a major turnaround because the week before I was, really, really kind of heartbroken. But just deciding, just cut off some bad habits and really move towards the good ones that I know how to do. I have it in there. And, I have the needs-based learning method. Like, I know how to do this, right? I know how to rewire myself and put myself in that thing. And I know the triggers that I need to do that. And instantly, like adding water to a sponge, I instantly got soft and started moving once I started doing the things for me. So that was a lot of what I learned, was just that, when I'm getting those needs met, it's going to be instant. I'm going to get exactly what I need. So yeah, I think just moving forward, a lot of it is just making sure that I'm ready for the things that I need to be and need to do this week. And so the major thing is just making sure that I get my posts ready for the day, have through all my talks, and then just get ready for the next day. And then, Monday is sort of the start of the work week, as it were. And, just try to build it up from there and obviously still grow. But I think the biggest thing is just staying steady, because once I kind of go through this week, I'm going to try not to add too many things to just kind of keep this pace steady, because I have a feeling that the goals that I have will build not as a result of adding more to my schedule, but as a result of getting better at the schedule that I've already created. And so that is the goal, that is the hope, and I'm excited to sort of see how things will go and move through. And yeah, and I think the biggest thing was also just like not necessarily prioritizing or making a big deal out of like the relationships or trying to build things. Not to say that people aren't important, but more and more I'm just realizing like that's just so like the things that are hard or not really coming easily. I think especially with like the ladies, it's just it's not worth it. And there's so many things that I think relationally after going through this course that I need to heal within myself. So I'm going to be working through that course, and once I'm kind of done with that course, and I think that'll be the end of NaNoWriMo, I'm pretty sure. Then I know I'll be in a different place. And then after that, it'll just still be doing the same things, but in different components. And the idea is this, I'll be doing this for the rest of my life. So the idea is that I have to stop thinking in sprints and be thinking, like a marathon that'll have different sprints in it, but I have to keep running, right? So, and I can catch my rest days, this or that or whatever, but I can't just crash and completely reevaluate it, because I know where I'm going, I know what I do, and I know what I want. And so there's a tremendous amount of clarity with that. And so it's more just the how is not clear, but the what is crystal clear. So I'm just gonna go kind of sit that again, keep reinventing that, pushing it out of me, getting it out there, because I think that's what these Sundays are for. And I'm starting to see how each day functions in my life more and more, and that's given me a lot of peace, honestly. And so I'm excited for that. So this week, well, not this week, but peace, wonder, and joy are going to be my big focuses for my life from now on. Those are going to be my three pillar feelings, right? Just making sure I have peace, making sure that I approach the world with like wonder and curiosity, and then, just having that joy and that excitement and passion for life. So, and I've been doing a much better job this week. So obviously just keep working through the different habits, evaluating, okay, how can I feel more peace, wonder, joy, and then just keep building that momentum. And a lot of the peace by putting that certainty first has really come from that. So I'm excited for the times to come. Yeah, thanks for watching if you got this far. And that this is the record of the goals. Operation Thunderhead, we're doing well. I think by the end of the year, especially once we hit it, I will have officially gone from being unemployed to like basically full time. Uh, for full Operation Thunderhead to work, we do need to get the book component in there. So we've gotten the preneur part of authorpreneur done, and we're working on that. But now it's working on the making sure we sell the book. So that'll obviously be a process. Operation Thunderhead will take a little longer than I thought, but that's okay, right? And so I'm excited to have everyone and share this journey and keep it up, keep following, keep watching. Uh, Follow and subscribe if you found something nice or you find this is interesting as I'm going through that. And also another thing, what was way cool. So I had another video, I'll put it on there. But this week when I made that sale, I literally had $7 in my account, right? And I didn't have anything lined up, right? But I knew I was going to be okay. I always knew it. And then, I was like, all right, let me just start working. And then I went and got this sale. And then with my last $7, I went and I bought this homeless guy on the street. I bought him some food because I just felt bad for him. And not to do a little flex or anything like that, but I think like in doing that, it showed like a certain level of confidence within me. And this week I was also listening to the Proctor Gallagher Institute. They have like this money frequency day thing, and that's really, really true and cool. And so I'm keeping little records of that. And so my goal is the idea is that when I hit my 18K in 30 days, which will be November 20th, I'm going to make a video basically showing like, hey guys, there was a time when I had no money, right? And was actually super down on my luck. And then just kind of show that how I change by changing direction, how quickly I can flip that. And I'm actually going to do another screenshot of like my bank statement with my bank, right? Because I just think it would be really interesting to see like, hey, this guy had like no money and he was like completely zeroed out, nothing, then just change directions instantly, and then suddenly all this money came because it's about a mindset. Because even when I had $70 in my account, I knew, oh yeah, like I've got riches because I had my business. I knew that, and I knew that the minute I apply myself, I've got that because it starts in here. You know what I mean? And then the money just comes as a result. So I'm excited to kind of do that and show that, which is a big part of why I have this 30K, 30 day, 18K and 30-day challenge. And then I think just hitting that would just, man, it feels really good. So I'm going to talk about that and be living that dream and just really be working on it, putting that energy into it. Then obviously just be working and executing. Not only just for me, but also just for you guys who are watching, just so that you can know and you can see this process of how a guy goes from basically not having a clue in his life. Because if you've been watching my YouTube channel and stuff like that, I've been struggling and kind of pushing these things. And it's just so cool to see myself gain clarity and really grow. And I think one of the biggest values I can give is sort of giving a record of that. So you guys can see, like, oh my gosh, this guy went from basically nothing to having something. And, when I'm blowing up and, people are looking back at this video, they'll be like, oh wow, he was right there, because I imagine 3 years from now, I'm going to be big cheese. And I know that. But it's not because I'm different now. Like, I still feel like I'm big cheese now. I just feel like people will see it 3 years from now because it'll just have more time to manifest and grow. And I feel like the people who can see in the spiritual realm or see my mind and see me will see that. Like the people who believe in me and who've invested in me, they see that now. All right. And then, everybody else will see it when it's manifesting physically, but it's like, hey, it was always there. You just couldn't see it. So I'm excited for that. Because yeah, I really do believe like being a millionaire, like I don't think that's too far from who I am right now. Like obviously there's some habits and some changes that I need to make internally, but the genesis of it is still there. And so I don't believe like I'm separate from that. I believe I'm just simply, I think that's just a seed. I've just got to let the tree grow and take care of that. And then eventually it'll become a millionaire. But it's because like I'm still that here. I actually think there's way more beyond that. And I think 14 months is about a good enough time if I'm watering it at the rate I'm going. I think on the physical side, it'll manifest that way. So we'll see. Anyway, this is Operation Thunderhead, end of week 42, start of week 43. Appreciate the look ahead. We're going to go through and, yeah, get these 2 sales, finish those modules, and grow the Facebook, IG, and get a nice, juicy steak to reward myself for it all. Thanks, guys, so much. Hoping you're doing well. Oh, also, cash collected was like, I'm going for 2K for cash collected for the 2 clients, because we have payment plans or whatever. But yeah, that's the full sort of goal list. I'll put that up here so everyone can see the goals. And yeah, I'm going to be doing that every week from now on. Basically, this is how the show's going to start. So hopefully it'll evolve and get better. But this is, Right Life episode, whatever, Operation Thunderhead, week 43. Hope you guys are well. Stay happy, stay healthy, and peace.